You gotta be fucking kidding me. You're still in fucking the West Coast. And now you've moved from fucking the San Juan Islands to the goddamn wine valley in Napa. Holy fucking shit. I mean, when does it fucking end? I'm surprised I'm not doing this fucking show alone, too.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Pharrell and the Prophet. That little brief prologue that Scott started with, that will end up in the program, but it doesn't really count. It's not part of our standard programming because Scott would never yell at me like that. He'd never be uptight. He'd never start a show with
I can't
rage
even
and
get a
rant.
hold of you, let alone fucking yell at you. I mean, you ignored me like an ex-wife in the fucking San Juan Islands. Now, how long are you gonna be
You,
eating grapes and drinking wine? How long are you gonna be there
first
now?
off, talking about my wife, I spend more time with you than I do with my wife, for God's sakes. And how long am I going to be here? Scotty, it's a brief interlude. I've got like a week here, then I've got 5 days. I'm doing a show in Chicago, and then I make my way back to New York City. So
So
it's
you're
all
telling me, wait a
good.
minute. So you're telling me you're in Napa for a week. So you went from San
Yes.
Juan for a week, and you got there what yesterday, and now you're there from Friday to Friday.
Friday, I'm flying Thursday to Chi-Town, buddy. I'm going to be
And
doing a
then and
show.
then
I'm doing a show next weekend.
and then oh, it's just a weekend show in Chicago.
Then so Monday and Tuesday, the trucks load in. We do the rehearsals all through the weekend. I've got a show on Monday, and I actually have a show on Tuesday. So I do back to back, and then I'm home. I get on the damn plane. I'm out of there,
Are you
brother.
are
I'm
you
out of there.
healthy or do you have a cold or something?
No, it's we just woke
Blow,
up, dude. It's like 7:30 in the morning here.
blow.
I might be a little stuffy. It's not blow, dude. It's not semen. It's not blow. It's none of that. I don't do that stuff anymore. I do a lot, but I don't do that.
So next week when Miami goes to Tallahassee to beat Florida State after they took it in the ass last night in double overtime at Scott Field
Unreal.
in Charlottesville, losing to Virginia, you'll be able to do that show with me, the Canes and Knowles next Saturday.
No question about it. I still cannot believe that Virginia just, dude, I cannot believe that
I
result.
got
I
that game
fucking can't.
wrong. And then
I
I hit
can't believe
Arizona.
it.
How about they were down like what, 17-0? They won
Yeah.
and covered. And I hit Oregon State for everybody. I gave all three of those college football games out free yesterday. Hit two of the three,
I like
and
it.
obviously hit a couple of baseball bets as well, including the
Sure.
elite, the Marlins over the Mets, and that was a huge choke for the Mets. They were up 2-0, and they blew that game. And the Marlins beat them in Miami. I got them at plus 117. I think it went up even higher to like plus 120.
Yes, somebody probably bought that at plus 120. Hey, Scott, do you want to hear a little bit about my itinerary here? Have you ever heard of Auberge de Soleil? It's one of the hotels out
Yes.
here that is, yeah, Auberge is insane. So, Scott, 20 years ago, my wife and I were out here, and there was two couples staying at Auberge at that time. It's a little bit off season. And one of the couples was my wife and I, and the other was Eli Manning and his, at the time, his bride to be. So we got the bullshit with him a little bit, but for the most part, he just laid out on a chaise lounge, Scott, where we're heading in a couple days. Dude, he laid, he slept, he got up, he ate, he laid down, he slept, and the whole time USA Today is blasting. It's all or nothing for Eli Manning because it was the year he won the Super Bowl, but they were ready to, New York City was ready to blow his ass up. He slept right through it. He never, all the press, he didn't give one shit.
So they were talking about him being, whether he was a Hall of Famer or not. He's going into the Hall of Fame. You can't beat
He
Brady twice in
is.
a Super Bowl and be a two-time MVP in the Super Bowl and not get into the
And
Hall
not
of
go.
Fame.
And by the way, be top 10 all-time passing yards, top 10 all-time touchdowns. It's such bullshit that they're even discussing it. Should be first ballot. It's all bullshit, Scott. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. He
And
had a
it's
great
the Hall
career.
of Very Good anymore. It's not even Hall of Fame.
Right, the Hall of Fame.
Same in baseball.
And Scotty, here's the other thing too with quarterbacks, and I know they protect them these days, but back when Eli started, they weren't protecting quarterbacks at all cost. And the dude showed up and played every game for like 200 games in a row, and I give him credit for that too, bro.
You
It
know
ain't
what's
easy in the
great
NFL.
is that the Giants and Jets are both winless.
Oh six, oh six, baby. Oh six.
Isn't
And
that great?
the Giants have moved on from Russell Wilson. So now they've got on the bench, Scott, they've got about $25 million this year
Right.
in backup, right? So you knew Russell Wilson. If they got out, Scott, Dable and Shine are saving their job, which they're not going to do, Scotty, but they're putting it on the back of Jackson Dart. Do you think, based on what you saw in the preseason, can Jackson Dart just play decent football to his rookie season? I'm not talking about the Giants
Yes.
winning partner.
Yes. Why not? He's a gamer. He's a badass. He's young. He's athletic. He's strong. He's a physical quarterback that can run. He can throw it. He can throw on the run. And Russell Wilson can do none of that. Remember, the 450-yard game was against the Cowboys, who allow 40 points a week. They stink.
Right.
I want to throw this out to you since you never
Go
talk to
ahead.
me anymore. I gave out the Vikings to beat the Steelers in Dublin, laying the 2.5 tomorrow morning at 9:30 on NFL Network in Ireland. The Steelers can't stop
Wow.
that offense,
No,
and the
no.
Vikings defense will stop the Steelers.
Yeah. Who's playing quarterback for the Vikings, Scott?
George Wentz, dead George Wentz. No, Carson Wentz is starting for J.J. McCarthy. It doesn't matter. Hand the
Yeah, it
ball
does.
off, throw
Yeah.
everything under 20 yards, keep it simple, and they'll beat the Steelers. The Steelers were up
Okay.
14-0 last week, and they struggled to win 21-14 at New England. It doesn't matter who they play down, even if they have to
Yeah.
play up. They just aren't that good. I've seen them live, I've seen them on TV. I did hit the Steelers last week for everybody. Other than that, it was a
Yeah.
crappy day. I hope that you have a lot better luck than me in the NFL tomorrow. Who do you like?
So I got a question for you, Scott. Would you mind if I just run you our typical Saturday show just so that I don't lose my fucking head? Can I run you college football and then we'll
Okay.
do pros?
I mean,
All
whatever
right,
you
my
have to
friend.
do there, fem lips. I mean, you and all your fucking bicycle vacations and wine tastings. And I mean, it never ends. These people need to know the truth about
Yeah,
you. Oh, by the way, I've teased that there's a lot of crazy, exciting things going on with the podcast behind the scenes.
there
Can
is.
you
There is.
confirm or deny that?
Well, right now I am under what's called a verbal restraining order from those who I work with. But the truth is, yes, some big news is coming. We're super psyched about it. We will be on a network, and that's all I can say, Scott.
I
That's all I
think
can
you'll.
say, bro.
I think we're going to be on two networks.
Yeah. So I think it's all beautiful. Hey, by the way, can you tell if I mean, I know it's early in the morning here and the fog is rising over and the golden light is hitting. I look pretty good, right? After a week of cycling
You
in the
look good.
mountains.
I actually thought it
Yeah.
was your crib at the shore, except usually I noticed it wasn't your yacht behind you. It was some other building, so I knew it wasn't home.
Yeah, no, we're here in it's actually we're between Napa and Sonoma, Scott. We're someplace like Healdsburg, and then we're heading on to Napa. Scotty, I have to go. I'm being dragged to like some art fair today, so I just want to talk about sports because I'm going to be miserable all day. All
That
right.
sounds just horrifically gay. Have a great time.
Killing me. All right, I'm going to run you down, brother. Saturday, and feel free to, as you normally do, defer any pick that
Right.
is with our paid
All
program.
right.
We're going to start right off the bat with Georgia Tech, 12 o'clock against Wake Forest. G Tech 4-0, Wake Forest 2-1. The spread is 14 points, Scott.
Once
Wake
again,
Forest is home.
I plead the fifth because it's involved in the pay package.
Understood completely. Is your total involved in the pay
Yes,
package,
it,
by the
it
way?
is a total.
All right. Do you have a spread in there in the pay package?
I do not have a spread in the pay package, but I'm
I
so
like Wake
invested in the
Forest.
total that I never looked
Yeah.
at the spread. I would think that number is too much,
Yeah, I
believe it or
have it.
not, for Georgia
I
Tech
do. Yeah,
on the
Wake at
road in
home.
Winston-Salem.
Yeah, so I'm with you there. I have a 3-point variance with AI Scott in favor of Wake Forest. Scotty, Cincinnati 2-1, Kansas 3-1. It's a 4.5 point spread. Kansas is giving 4.5 at home.
It's on TNT. The game's in Lawrence. Um, you know, I think it's really tough. I think 4.5 is a brutal number with Kansas. I kind of like Kansas, but I think it's going to be hard to win by 5.
You know what? I'm going to take the when I'm done with this cup of coffee, I may have to take a quick break and start my wine drinking because we've got some lovely bottles sitting on the
Right.
counter in
You
there
should start right
from
now.
some of the
It's,
vineyards
you know,
nearby.
eight
Yeah,
in the
getting very,
morning. Why
very close.
not?
Yeah, no, it is. But here's the thing: it's probably like 4 o'clock in London, so I'm fine. USC 4-0 against Illinois, 3-1,
I
six and a
refuse
half.
to comment due to pending litigation with the pay picks.
I understand, and my nothing makes me happier than when you say "due to" because it just sounds like doo doo, and I love it. Notre Dame 1-2, desperate. Arkansas 2-2. It's a 4.5 point spread. Arkansas is getting 4.5 at home.
Yeah, I think it's too many points to give Arkansas in Fayetteville.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't like the game at all, but yeah, I'm with you.
I don't like
UCF,
Notre Dame at
Scott.
all. They're not the same team they were last year. They brought all these guys back on defense, and yet they still can't stop anybody. Their offense is relatively atrocious. Even against Purdue, Purdue scored almost 30 against them. Like, they're just
Yeah.
not that good. And this is a very hostile place to play. I will say this: a buddy pointed out to me this morning playing basketball, it would have been beneficial if they played this game at night in Fayetteville. Then all those Hog fans could have spent all day getting drunk. Instead, they can only have, like, Bloody Marys and stuff. This game kicks off early. It's to their disadvantage. They're not going to be that drunk.
It's a great point, except for a lot of those yahoos, they'll start drinking last night, so they should be good and prime by now. UCF is 3-0. Kansas State 1-3 blows you know what. It is a 6 point UCF plus 6
I
against
can't,
Kansas
I
State.
just cannot refuse those 6 points with UCF. They're good. And I think that obviously Kansas State is desperate, so they're dangerous at home today in Little Manhattan. By the way, I got crabs there once in the
Did
Holiday
you?
Inn. Yeah.
Did you have to use the Quell shampoo, or were you able to
Yes,
just
like
shave it all
I
off?
drove and I stopped there and stayed there overnight. I was driving cross country and I noticed, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Manhattan, heading east toward New York, I started scratching my balls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before I got even 2 states over, I had full on, like, thousands of them crawling around my dick.
Yeah, I completely get that. I had that multiple times. So I stayed in what was called a cold dorm at Lehigh until they invited me to leave, Scotty. And in the cold dorm was, 8 rising sophomores, and you don't get your own room until your junior year. But we didn't make it because we were all thrown out. But we handed crabs around because we had this dude. We called him Crab Patty. He never cleaned up. He just lived with the crabs, and he just gave them back out.
Wasn't
Laundry,
Crab
they were
Patty the
everywhere.
guy on SpongeBob?
No, and crab patty. I think we fashioned it after like the Snoopy thing, but anyway, all good. I think you're right. All right, I should probably do football here. Sorry, Louisville against
I like
Pittsburgh.
Pitt at home.
Yeah, getting 3.5, Scott. That's not a bad play. I like it too. Scotty, I've got Duke and Syracuse. It's 4.5 point spread. Syracuse is getting 4.5 at home.
They got a backup quarterback going. It's screaming to take Syracuse. That's why I think the play is Duke.
Understood. Yeah, AI likes Syracuse. I'm not touching the game. We've got Utah State at 3-1 against Vandy, who is 4-0, and Vandy is a big favorite at 23.5. That may be too many for me, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, Utah State's 3-1 because they always play these crappy teams, but
Yeah,
that's a lot of points for a team that's 3-1. I'm probably inclined to take the points with Utah State.
yeah, I'm with you there. All right, let me. I'm going to shoot forward to some games I'm a little more interested in. All right, at least bigger college. Baylor at 2-2 against an Oklahoma State team. Scott 1-2. The spread is 21 points. Oklahoma State is getting 21 at home.
Yeah, I think I'll take the 21. And they got an interim coach. They fired Gundy. They have nothing to lose. Baylor's not that good. I'm getting 3 touchdowns in Stillwater. Okay, let's see
Yeah,
if they can score 14 points and then they cover.
yeah, no, I'm with you. That's too many points. LSU at 4-0. Ole Miss at 4-0. We are Ole Miss is giving a punto and a half at home, probably 2 points. Point and a half is minus 114 at Bet Rivers. That's an interesting game, Scott.
Everyone's on Ole Miss because they're playing in Oxford. I'm taking LSU because I think they're better.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, AI probably doesn't agree with you, but I do. Indiana at 4-0, Iowa at 3-1.
Listen, I
And
just
we've
think,
yeah,
and I had people try to convince me to make this bet. I just think it's too many points to play at Kinnick in Iowa City against a tough Iowa team. We've seen Iowa fuck with Rutgers already. Indiana blows everybody out, but they haven't played on the road yet. This is their first road game. They're scoring 60 plus against Illinois and Bloomington. Now they're in Iowa City. I think the Hawkeyes cover the 8.5. Indiana, if they're lucky, they'll win. That's what they should be playing for, a W, not to cover that spread.
so I'm going to be contrarian with you and defend your alma mater because I think Indiana cannot be stopped. I do not think Iowa is going to stop them, and I think it's a two-touchdown game. Auburn is 3-1. Texas A&M is 3-0. It's a 6.5 point spread. Scott, Texas A&M is giving 6.5. They are home.
I like A&M at Kyle Field in
Me
College
too.
Station to win by a touchdown. And,
Yeah.
Oklahoma beat Auburn by a touchdown in Norman. Same thing here.
Yeah, main engine's got this at 9.5 points. I'm with you, Scotty. I agree. Ohio State 3-0, Washington 3-0.
I
Good game.
refuse due to ongoing litigation as part of my pay package.
Understood completely. By the way, I need to ask you this. Is your pay package involved a total or a spread?
It is a spread.
Interesting. So for those of you who are interested in the total, this won't be easy, but I've got the over.
I
All
like
right.
the over. I think it's going to be a wild game. Washington has a really good quarterback again, and Ohio State, long road trip. Tough place to
Okay.
play, Husky Stadium in Seattle. You were just up there. I'm surprised you didn't go
Yeah.
to the game, pussy.
No, I was offshore on those beautiful islands riding up and down the hills. We climbed one day from sea level to 2,400 feet on our bikes here. I want you to give that a crack. UCLA at 0-3 versus Northwestern 1-2. What a piece of shit.
I think
Five and a half
Northwestern
point
beats
spread.
them in Evanston and covers. I think UCLA season's over. They've already
Yeah, I
fired
can't.
their coach.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. And I've made money with San Diego State this year against Northern Illinois. And is this game in the pay package, Scott?
No, but it was close to being in it, and I'll tell you why. I stayed off of it because we bet on San Diego State to win outright last week against Cal, and we had them plus 14, had them both ways. They looked
Both ways.
fantastic, 38 nothing blowout. Watch them go to DeKalb and trip over their own shit and lose to NIU.
I understand. For me and for everybody watching this one, if you're looking for a best bet from me from this broadcast, it's San Diego State. They will not trip. They are going to beat them by a touchdown. 2 points is not enough in this game. I don't understand the line. Utah, 3-1, and West Virginia, 2-2. We've got a 12.5 point spread, Scott. West Virginia, 12 and getting 12.5 at home.
We've tried this before. I'm going to go back to the well with West Virginia in Morgantown getting that many points. I've already bet
Fair.
on Utah last week at home in Rice Eccles and they took it in the ass. So I'm going to take West Virginia in the points. I don't think they'll win, but I think they cover.
Got it. Hey, I'm going to move forward a little bit. I've got 4 o'clock game, Scott. It's Tulsa and it's Tulane. Tulane's 3-1. Tulsa's 2-2. It's a 16 point spread, Scott, for the home team, Tulsa.
Too many points. Tulsa will cover at home. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm with you. That is just way too many points. Points. I don't get the spread. Okay, interesting game. Hawaii and Air Force. Hawaii is 3-2, coming to the mainland to play Air Force, who is 1-2. The spread is 6.5. Air Force is giving 6.5.
Yeah, you would think this, it screams Hawaii to me. So I think the play is Air Force.
I'm with you. I don't like Hawaii in this game. By the way, I wouldn't touch the game, with your dick. Tennessee 3-1 plus 7.5. Mississippi State, pardon me, Mississippi State is plus 7.5 at home against
They're
Tennessee.
in
Mississippi
Stark
State's 4
Vegas.
and 0.
Look, I got you. You can get this up to 8. I'll take Mississippi State and 8 points in Stark Vegas.
Yeah, you know what? I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Hey, Arizona's 3-0, Scott. Iowa State is 4-0. It's plus five and a
I plead
half.
the fifth.
Fair enough. I'm not even going to ask which way you're going, and because I already know. Memphis 4-0 against FAU 1-2, 14.5 point spread.
Yeah, look, I like the over in this game.
Wow, over 62. Good for you. If I was to bet this thing, I think the spread is too high. I think FAU loses near two touchdowns, but not two touchdowns and a hook. North Carolina State against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is 1-3. North Carolina State is 3-1. Tech is getting plus 10. It's in NC State.
Yeah, listen, I saw this game. I think NC State's going to kill Virginia Tech. I think there's something wrong with the Hokies this year. They're awful.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, I'm going to plow ahead so we can do some pro football coming up. We've got Oregon. Pardon me, Scotty. Let me give you the 7:30 game. Alabama's 2-1. Georgia is 3-0. You may have to plead this one too, right?
Yeah, I plead the fifth on that one, but I did not bet the Penn State game. I think Penn State will finally beat a top 10 team. They'll beat Oregon at Beaver Stadium today and cover. Penn State by a tutty.
Interesting. Interesting. If I was going to play that game, gang, I would take the over. You got room there. Appalachian State is 2-1. Boise State is 2-1. It's a 16.5 point spread. Boise State's home. Oh no, it's at Appalachian.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Scott.
no,
It's
it's
at,
on the blue carpet in
oh,
Boise.
it is.
Yeah,
Got it.
and look, I like the over 59 and a hook in that game. If I got to be honest with you, I think it's too. I think the spread's too big. I like App
Then
State and 16 and a half in the over.
got it. Got it. Hey, I'm going to zoom forward and get us to pro football real quick. Scotty, the last game on my slate today is Brigham Young at 3-0 against Colorado 2-2. Does Dion get punked
I think
again?
that
It's a six and a
Colorado
half point
covers
spread.
the 6.5 at Folsom in Boulder.
Interesting. Interesting. For those of you who are interested, I've got Brigham Young punching them right in the face and winning by double digits. All right, team. Thank you, Scotty. As always, college football. I'm going to take us over to the pros, gang. Let me just switch my sheets up here, and away we go. All righty, we'll talk some football here. Scott, we've got Pittsburgh and Minnesota, and you were alluding to that already, so I'm not going to run you too much on that. Yeah, I believe you
Vikings.
said Minnesota's going to do them. Fair enough. 1 p.m., Scotty, Buffalo, New Orleans. I mean, just a crappy matchup.
They're going to
15 and
kill
a half
them.
point spread.
They're going to kill them by 28 points at least. I mean, the Bills are going to
I,
beat the ship. The Saints are the worst team in the NFL.
I agree with you completely. Yeah, let's do some winless. Tennessee 0-3, Houston 0-3. It's giving seven. I don't even know what to tell you about this game.
Houston's finally going to win a game, is what's going to happen. They're going to beat Tennessee in H Town and cover.
And cover. Okay, fair enough. I don't like the game at all. Cleveland 1-2, Detroit 2-1. It's a 10 point spread.
They're not stopping the Lions. They'll win by 20.
I agree. Washington 2-1, Atlanta 1-2.
I actually like Washington here in Atlanta.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one, but on we go. Philadelphia, 1 o'clock game, 3-0, Tampa Bay, 3-0.
Yeah, I'm
Tampa Bay
concerned
is
with
getting
Mike
three and a half
Evans.
at home.
What?
Yeah, they're getting 3.5 at home, Scott.
Yeah, and Evans is hurt, so I have a
Yeah.
problem with that. Um, I still like the over. Everyone says it's 44, and these are two really good teams. I just don't see how they stop each other from scoring. I like the over.
I think it's a fair play. We've got New England at Carolina. Both teams are 1-2. And
No, it's
we've
at New
got
England. It's at Foxborough. You're a
it's
mess.
at Fox. Car- oh, did I just say the opposite? That's right. Carolina at New England, and we've got 5.5 point spread. Scotty,
Yeah,
what do you
that's just
think?
it's an absolutely brutal football game. I like the under, and I'm going to take the 5.5 points with Carolina.
Fair enough. That is a tough game. Chargers 3-0. New York Giants. Jackson Dart.
I just think this has upset written all over it. Jackson Dart and the 6.5. I'll take the Giants and the points.
Fair enough. I actually like that play. Didn't want to be a homer, but I like that play. Jacksonville, San Francisco, 2-1, 3-0, 3.5 point spread, Scotty.
Oh, yeah, I like San Francisco easily. Purdy's back. They will cover and they will kill the Jaguars at Santa Clara.
Fair enough. Indianapolis, Danny Dimes, MVP. Rams. Pretty good game. 3-0, 2-1.
Rams will beat the Colts and hand them their first loss. They're going to LA to lose.
Fair enough. They cover? The Rams beat them by 3.5.
Rams cover.
Very good. By the way, for everybody there, I kind of like the under in that game. Chicago against Las Vegas. Both teams are 1-2, Scott. The spread it's a point.
I think the Bears win in Vegas.
Wow. I think most college teams would beat either one of them. Baltimore versus Kansas City. Kansas City's 1-2, Baltimore 1-2. Who would have thought? 2.5 point spread.
I mean, we just saw Baltimore lose. You know, I just can't deny Patrick Mahomes and 2.5 points at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Green Bay, Dallas. 2-1 against Dallas, 1-2.
I,
7 points.
I like Green Bay. The Cowboys' defense is
Wow.
awful.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that one, Scotty. Who knew? I mean, Dallas, they're heading the wrong direction. New York Jets 0-3, Miami 0-3. Does anybody care?
I think the Jets are going to win their first game. I think they'll win in Miami. I'll take the 2.5 points. Fields is coming back, and they'll upset, if you want to call it that, the Finns at Hardcock.
Yeah, I have that, and I have them winning outright once again on the money line. I'll throw the second Monday night game out there for you, Scotty. It's Cincinnati against Denver. Cincinnati's 2-1, Denver's 1-2. No Joe. Plus
No,
seven and a
no
half.
Joey Silk. I love the Broncos here at home in the Mile High City to win that game by 10 or more.
Interesting. I agree with you. I think it's going to be, it has the potential for a blowout. I know Cincinnati did some business last week. It's not going to
I
happen
just
this
wanted to
week.
tell you one thing. That's all the games. So the golf is going on at Bethpage in Long Island. What's great about it is it reminds me of, I always love the Ryder Cup. It reminds me of the Phoenix Waste Management Open where they let the fans cuss and scream and swear and yell and throw beers and go crazy. The crowds on Bethpage Black are, I mean, absolutely vociferous. They go crazy, screaming and yelling. When guys miss putts, they abuse them, they torture them, they give them the business. There's all
It's
this
insane.
international shit going on between Europeans and Americans. The more they drink, the more I think fights are going to break out today and tomorrow. They kicked our ass on Friday, the Europeans. We'll see what happens Saturday and Sunday. But if you like abusive fans, watch the golf because they yell shit you can't even believe at the Ryder Cup. I watched yesterday and it was just flat out abusive. You can hear people yelling suck a dick and everything else at this thing on network television. It's fantastic. It fits right in with Pharrell and the Prophet, the best sports podcast going. Big news coming this week. At least one thing this week, maybe both things this week. A lot happening. Get a package, buy the picks, and if you even remotely bitch at every day this week we did the podcast, I did it, whatever, twice alone. I gave you so many free winners. Your mother's a whore. And then today we gave you tons of plays for Saturday and Sunday. So if you cry about a lost bet, go fuck yourself. Other than that, have a fantastic day.
Got a lovely vertical of Camus. I've got it from about 1988 up to 2002. I think little 3 ounce pours in there. Going to
So
start my day with
my
that.
buddy went, I went to my buddy's 60th birthday party last weekend, and he drinks wine like you do. This guy had 2 bottles of white, whatever, on like reserve in the bartender's cooler, right? He had like a fridge, and he just kept I mean, this guy was pounding full glasses of wine for 5 straight hours. I saw him drink about 100 glasses of wine, and
And
I
he
was
was drinking
drinking.
white.
I was drinking. He
He,
was drinking white, but I was drinking, rum like a man. I was drinking doubles, but he drank at least 100
white
glasses of
wine.
white wine. That's what he drank at his party. He only drinks wine. I brought him two
White.
bottles of Italian. I got a bottle of Chianti and a bottle of uh, red from Italy. I went to the store that has all the different countries' wines. I got like nice bottles of wine. So I know you're gonna drink a lot of wine in Napa, and I don't really drink wine unless I'm having a glass of wine at dinner, like at a really
Yeah.
nice restaurant.
Listen,
I'll have a glass of wine with a steak or whatever.
yeah. Well, here's a final word from me. White wine and dudes. Let me tell you about your friend turning 60. I use white wine instead of water in my bidet. I just blow it on my ass, I clean myself, and I go. White wine is for chicks. Done,
Why
loser.
watch you get that? Little girly, drinking white wine like a little girly.